Reef Dudes is sponsored by Brightwell Aquatics and Bulk Reef Supply.
Today we're going to be checking out the MaxSpec Jump. What's going on, guys? Devin from Reef Dudes. Now today we are taking a look at the MaxSpec Jump, the MJL165. So this is a 65 watt LED from MaxSpec, and they reached out to me and asked if I wanted to check one out. And they said they sent me one, so I said sure, why not? So let's see what we actually get in the box. We got, of course, our good old instruction manual. We have the LED light itself. Now this is 65 watts. We have 6 clusters of 4 LEDs each on the bottom of it. And this one is said, they claim it does about a 24 by 24 inch spread, so it gives you an idea. Probably be a good light for a nano type of situation, or if you had enough of them, of course, on a bigger tank. And got our mounting bracket system in here, and our power supply. So light itself is fairly thin profile. You can see it does have the fan in the middle. It's got a bit of weight to it, not too bad, and it is definitely a good chunk of aluminum inside of it. So yeah, let's get this baby. We'll build the mount, we'll throw it on the frag tank, give it a little bit of a power test, check it out, and see how things look underneath it. Start by lining up a little hole in the back. You can adjust how high it goes up and down by which hole you screw through. Adjusting the height or the angle of it. It's actually a fairly clever little mounting bracket. And last but not least, one on top for adjusting how far it goes away from the back of the tank. We have it on here. If you want it to go forward or back, you want to raise it up or down. So yeah, it's kind of funky actually. Now we got a couple of these little clips more for wire management. Now for the actual tank mount, we got these 2 big screws that go into the bottom. Now if you had a Euro brace, this one would be, like most lights, it'd be a little trickier to mount on this guy because that's basically your gap to work with. So let's get this guy on Wi-Fi and play with it. Let there be light. So the first step we want to do is download the Synergy app. So they do have a little QR code in there, so you don't have to search for it. We'll get that downloading. It sends you an activation email, and then you can activate your account. So we'll flip back to our app and sign in now. Make sure your cell phone is connected to your router of 2.4 gigahertz. Disconnect the power to the fixture, press and hold the A button while reconnecting the fixture, then release the button. Press and hold the button for 3 seconds, release the button indicating turns red. So kill power, hold it down for 3 seconds. Configuration successful. All right, so our light has been added. You want to turn on automatic time synchronization, and we sure do. Okay, so we are synchronized. So this is currently all channels on 100%. Manual setup. Okay, so if we do it, it is very responsive to my actions. It's basically instantly. So we have just our ultraviolet, we got blue, royal blue, and cool white are blended on the same channel. We got greens, yellows, and reds. Now if we come into the app, if we hit plus, we can create our points, I believe here. Let's try easy setup, auto mode. Let's try LPS mode. Pick your color temperature, so we'll pick it bluer, confirm. Sunrise, sunset, so let's just say 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. or 9 p.m. Next, confirm. So there you go. This should preview our current schedule for the day. So ramps up, full power, ramp down at the end of the day. Okay. Now what I care is how does this actually look on the tank and what kind of power do we get out of it. So let's go set this up on the frag tank and measure it and check it out. Okay, so now I have it on manual mode just to kind of play and figure out roughly which kind of spectrum that I would actually use on the tank. So I'm gonna turn the reds and the yellows down a bit, probably the greens. That's looking pretty good now. So I have 100% UV blue and then the blue and cool blue, and I put 15-16% for kind of the reds, greens, and yellows. And the light is currently about just shy of 10 inches off the water. And just to give you an idea what kind of power we're getting out of it. So this is on my Zoa rack below. Now on the rack here, we are getting 240 par, which is pretty decent. If I go to the side, we're getting about 105 par, or 120, 130. If I go directly under the fixture, we're getting about 330 par. If I come up ahead a little bit, we're getting about 134 here, which is actually a lot more than I expected for going out the sides. So we got about 300, 247, 130. So it does drop off fairly quick as you go to the side, but you still have pretty decent spread. Even in this back corner here, I'm getting 100 par still. And for a bit of a reference point, this is 28 wide. We are getting 150 to 180 par, so it's bounced around quite a bit. So it actually is more par than I expected from this light. And now it definitely can tell with the lenses, like you get decent spread because there's so many pucks spread out. The par does drop off, it's definitely more intense directly underneath it. But yeah, it's still definitely a good chunk. So now that's only 8 inches deep, the whole tank is 14 inches deep, so it kind of gives an idea. So roughly they said 2 foot of spread in the marketing material. So let's see what we're actually getting. Yeah, so I'd say that 2 foot of spread is pretty close. I'm gonna say roughly 18 to 20 inches is gonna be like your prime spread, and then it drops off a bit after that. So for like an 18-inch cube, or that's the size of the tank, 18-inch, even a 2 foot cube would probably do the job if you raise it up a little bit. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that kind of unboxing and first look at the MaxSpec Jump LED. Thanks to MaxSpec for sending me this light to check it out. Overall, it's a cool little light. The spectrum, I'm gonna say, is a little bit warm for the average reefer, so you're probably gonna wanna turn down the red, green, yellow channels to get more of that bluey white reef look that most of us go for. Par-wise, you know, on the settings where I would likely use it, you know, it's pretty decent par output. Again, it's only 14-inch deep tank, but I'd say something like an 18-inch cube, 20-inch type of idea, it'd be a great light for that scenario. Or, you know, on a bigger tank, obviously put a couple of them on it. Now, I'm probably gonna use this one either for a little bit of a coral quarantine system, or I might put it on my LPS section down and below. So we'll see. Still gonna debate how I'm gonna do it, but in a few months, once I play it just more, we'll probably do a little more of a deep dive into it. Now, if you guys have any questions on it, let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, hit that likes button. Thanks to MaxSpec for sending me this to check it out, and I'll catch you guys on the next update.